morning. We are on the move again today. Um, Important meeting tonight. Functional BTC. We're going to meet up at Decontrol here in Vancouver. So if anyone wants to join, we've been planning and hoping to really get some devs together, working away on the really just messing around with Bitcoin tech and building new things, cool things, and learning what everybody else is doing in the space. So we'll be there at 5 and also have a Twitter space set up for that. So um, love to see people joining. Other than that, I'm just gonna list a few ideas that I feel are cool to work on. I kind of want to work on them myself, would love to see other people working on them. And if they are, and I don't have the time, I'd like to participate somehow. Or if I can make the time, I kind of want to test out these things in little ways outside of obviously Grinvault, which I'm really pushing for right now, right? So, well, the one is obviously Grinvault, a Bitcoin lending or liquidity platform that really honors a bit more of, a risk reward approach. And we'll keep a quick note on the risk reward. I feel like with the fiat system and debt being so available, I think it's just really dramatically skewed the whole risk reward approach to business. I mean, we had monopolies of the past, and that doesn't have risk reward, so maybe that kind of fed into this. I don't know, but most people who run a small business or medium business do really understand they really get the concept of risk reward, right? Upside and downside, variable returns, and consider that if you're not ready for that kind of investment or opportunity, you really love debt and fiat. I don't know. I don't really know what to do with that, but I think more and more Bitcoin is going to more and more push for risk reward opportunities and risk sharing and upside sharing as well. And yeah, I'm here for it. So that leads to like another point, which I'd love to explore, like just Bitcoin tax and exit strategy consulting. There's another spaces that happens every Wednesday. They talk about Bitcoin tax and Bitcoin tax planning, which is really cool. And I'd like to participate in something like that more actively. And then there's a bridge, more Bitcoin bridges, actually. Like, you'd think we have enough bridges, but I'd say we still don't. Like, with Plume or Flow blockchain, these guys, I think, need a more direct way to access Bitcoin without having to, go through Ethereum or some other wrapped process to access, or, even just participate in the short long positions in Bitcoin. And then two other things are, one's kind of an extension of the previous car finance experience. It's like, well, you know what, why don't we just build a fund for Bitcoin business, right? Like, specifically, you could raise like a 10-year fund and accumulate Bitcoin over like the next 2-3 years in discounts as much as possible. And after that, invest in or participate with cash flow businesses that are actually borrowing against their Bitcoin and have additional collateral to post. I think that's a real opportunity to really kind of accelerate and potentially beat Bitcoin. Very hard things to say right now, but honestly, in 2 to 3 years' time, okay, let's say 4 to 5 years' time, even, I think those opportunities are going to become more and more lucrative. And really, if you are a Bitcoin focused fund, you only really do want to work with other businesses that are borrowing against Bitcoin or having a Bitcoin asset base or treasury in some ways. Anyway, I'm pitching a Bitcoin treasury company, Canadian dollar treasury company. And then finally, AI embedded ordinals and AI embedded art. I think that's a whole untapped opportunity. I do think other chains are starting to implement ways to like better store data on their chains. Not all of them. I don't think all of them are good for it, but like I do know, I think ICP has containers and Flow has something else they call it, but they have ways to store data natively instead of like relying on something like IPFS with Ethereum. And obviously, Bitcoin has ordinals and archival nodes that support that. This is a space that I'm also very interested in, excited about, love to explore. I don't know if I have the time for this at all, though. And it would definitely have to be a side thing. So if anyone's interested in that, I'd love to hear more. We'll call it for today, for this morning, and I'll continue again in the evening, or probably just I'll probably just do it before or after the spaces chat and at Decontrol, and then it'll just be kind of an extension of that. Thanks for listening. Bye.